what we have you are everywhere. Won't you last forever? Can't tell if I just end it. Look what we have now. Guilty pleasure, you knew, but you are everywhere. Won't you last forever? Can't tell if I just end it. You're my guilty pleasure, cause I fear you will replace me. You're my guilty pleasure, cause I feel like I'm betrayed. Look what we have here.
Broadcasting the tidal waves across the world. Thank you for tuning into the Robot Jukebox.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Robot Jukebox. I'm your host, Keegan Clark, and we are back at it again with Beats and Bangers, featuring, my good friend Ordian Azarame, who recently has a new computer. Why don't you say hello? And if you're still here, Ordian? Yeah, you're still here. I didn't mute you. Whenever you are ready to speak, you are welcome to. And if you are speaking, I can't hear you. Anyway, he is in voice chat. He'll probably come back at some point. But yeah, we're gonna get started with the SoundCloud playlist for Beats and Bangers. Hope you guys are all excited about that. Got some songs on there, obviously. I don't know if there are any new submissions. I can quickly check the Discord, see if anyone else has submitted. Let me also let people know that I am live on, no, it doesn't look like anyone else submitted to the Beats and Bangers Discord server. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna get started with the first track. And for those of you who are unaware, or who were confused, who might have seen the notification for Brad had to bail after Ordian Azarame, shortly after Ordian Azarame volunteered to join. Hey, okay, I just saw you unmute yourself. Still can't hear you.
Yeah,
there we go. I can hear you.
Yeah, apparently my iPad does not want to have microphone, even though it says I have microphones.
Interesting. So you're using the iPad mic right now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Weird.
Well,
anyway, yeah, being joined by Ordian Azarame. And you were talking about how you were talking with me in DMs about how you got a new computer and how you were thinking about, well, I won't spoil everything.
Technically, I got an. We can do that later. Let's
Okay.
let's do what's important first.
Okay. At some point, though, I do want to tell the good people, but I mean, we might still still gotta wait for the chat to fill up. So I suppose we could start with the playlist. Let me share my screen with you. I realize I haven't done that yet. Do both. Start my virtual camera. And share my screen. At some point, I need to figure out why my voice is coming through twice. But in the meantime, you'll probably have to mute me. There we go.
I think I know how or why it does that. You can look at since I'm on PC now anyways, you can go to your settings on Discord, your user settings, and
yeah.
You go to voice and video, and then you go to your input device. Your input device should say your microphone, and that should...
That's what it says, yeah. But what about my screen share?
Yeah, that's also another thing. You're the first one who actually streams with his microphone on in the stream.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how that I don't know why that happens. That's what I don't know. That's why that's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone I'm not like no one else's Discord streams are like that. I don't understand why. But yeah. I'm guessing you've already muted the one where it's showing the Robot Jukebox stuff.
Yeah. Usually I have to switch between muting you and unmuting you.
Gotcha. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear the music if I play it. We're gonna start with "You Want Some," produced by Cosmic Pulse. Let me know if you hear this.
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, cool. Let's go. This is the first track. This is the first track on the playlist.
I waited from the state that I couldn't escape with a life for the years that I waited away. Bullshit shown through the windows I have. Gotta clean them up, but I'm on my ass. Still wanna know what the hell is up? I've had enough. I'm incredulous. We're the first motherfuckers on the planet where it kills for a second if we try to act like it. We're the first motherfuckers on the planet where it kills for a second if we try to act like it. I'm walking away from the shit that never worked. I'll liberate the strength to go berserk on any beat, any fucking day of the week. It's another excuse to extend my streak. The season's changed, dawn of a new age. I'll rejuvenate with every step I take. I anticipate that it's gonna be a challenge, but I'm on fire now, so I'll manage. But I'm on fire now, so I'll manage.
All right. That was You Want Some, produced by Cosmic Pulse, featuring myself. Yeah, that's certainly one that I'm proud of for sure. I was really intrigued with the beat that Cosmic Pulse gave me for this one. Again, it reminds me of some like it reminds me of like something you might hear on Crystal Method or Fatboy Slim. Thank you, Internet Troll. Thanks. Yeah, nah, Cosmic is a great producer. What did you think, Ordian?
It was upbeat for the entire song. It's quite nice. It's electrical. There's a lot of things going on in there. The vocals kind of remind me of a more electrical version of that I Am on Street. Anyways, I feel like it has like some what is reminded me of like maybe you know Michael Jackson a bit.
Oh yeah.
That one part.
Yeah. No, I can
reminds me of like an electronic version of that.
I can see that. Yeah, nah. I mean, I do go a lot in the falsetto range. In that song. So that makes sense. Anywho, up next, we've got Abstractius Artemis with I Am the Vinyl Crackle. Let's go. This is a new track from Abstract. He sent it to me literally a couple days ago. I decided to add it to the playlist.
Parents of twins, if you're familiar with...
Let's go.
Yeah, Abstract. Nick Terry. I step through the static wires in my veins, spark madness. Abstract tactics, syllables slice like black hatchets. Grit in my grip, I flip scripts with cracked granite. Blueprints coded in cipher, I rhyme like a craftsman. At his anvil, calculated chaos. I breathe through machine lungs, speak in tongue. Twist is twisted where the beast sprung. No hooks, just venom and voltage and sequence. Each bar's a thesis. Forge in deep precincts beneath this. The indie army marches. I'm first to breach silence. Turn pain into science. Right mode, ultra violence. My grip mechanical. I scan for frequencies. Blueprints from decks, but the soul is uniquely me. Raps now wear costumes. Filtered through bright smoke. I bring the flame to the false light. They ghost when the mic spoke. Algorithms decide who's real, but I'm analog bred. Built with blood, spit, and lead while they trench for street cred. I spit truth and glyphs, twist myths into matter while they dance for coins like snakes and fake patterns. They flood with fake floods. I rise with real weight. Carve verses into stone while they drip clickbait. I see the puppets strung tight in suits of gold thread, but marionettes shatter when reality's led. Their flows pre-approved, tailored by suits in the back. My bars detonate plans they draft in top secret tracks. You can hear the static crackle when I enter the room. No glitter, just pressure and a warhead boom. I write in smoke signals, decode pain and percussion. They market illusion, I move with combustion. Soul soldered syllables, scorched like sun plasma. Their styles all pageantry, mine is raw data. No need for the crown, I build from below floors. While they mimic old gods, I open new doors. This that deep forged dialect, forged in silence. Abstract with the iron pen, cutting through the violence. I walk with ancestors in cipher dream states. Drop scrolls in my sleep that recalibrate fates. They chasing applause, I'm tuned to raw pulses. While they rehearse rebellion, I breathe revolt in full doses. My tongue's a weaponized drone, cloaked in verses, no chorus needed. My cadence curses these merchants, they mimic pain for profit. I live it through each page. While they sell rebellion, I'm dismantling the cage. I don't flex for the optics, I rap for the metrics. I script from the marrow, my breath is electric. They pose in penthouses with contracts in chains. I break wires with fire, voice sparked by the pain. Each round's a molecule born in a quiet storm. While the images polish, my presence deforms norms. I don't sip validation, I gulp the unknown and spit galaxies through microphones carved in stone. This is no gimmick, This is ghost smoking gears, rhymes woven through the decades, stitched by fears. I'm the cracked final hiss that they try to erase, but my static stays present, engraved in the bass. So I spit one time for the misfits that built this, 2 times for the silence that birthed our resistance, 3 times for the heads that still carve truth and beats, while the fake gods dance at the devil's elite feast.
Yeah, after listening to this song a second time, this is like a very different abstract vibe. I really love the contents of the lyrics. He's very poetic in this. I like where he's going with the message as well. I was really able to finally understand more and more about the message behind the song. It's not just, hey, welcome Cosmic. I just played our collab a few minutes ago. But yeah, this new abstract song, I Am the Vinyl Crackle. This is a thing of beauty. I mean, I love the way he talks about his authenticity, and also contrasting that with the suits in corporate trying to commercialize everything. It's a very indie grassroots message, and the symbolism of him being the vinyl crackle is also really well done, because I was just picking up on that when he literally spelled it out at the end, talking about how he's the vinyl crackle and everyone wants to erase him, but that it is part of the aesthetic instead. And this is also Abstract's, like, one of Abstract's first attempts at trying out a boom bap style track. The last time I remember him doing anything boom bap was with Rich Av Preem. And Ordian, what would you say your thoughts are on this?
I feel like the tracks that are really nice. There's like a bass. There's not really sure how they're called because I don't do music. But if
you do music, you just don't do this music.
Yeah. If I were to tell you my personal opinions, the song actually started out really nice. There are some parts where I feel like instead of maybe silence, it could have been alternated by having maybe a tiny bit of a kick, like a boom, tash, boom. A bit slower than that, but you can kind of get what I'm going at, and then the bass also could be switched a tiny bit, not so much as it changes the entire song, but if the drum beats do change a bit throughout the entire song, it would be giving that sense of freshness, because Abstract's specialty is hitting people where they really expect something. They really know the flow of, more or less, the flow of the entire song. So having like just a subtle beat changes that don't really completely change the whole song would be really, really nice.
Yeah, I could see that. Just like, are you talking about like changing, like changes in the arrangement, for variety's sake?
Yes, the drum beat. Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Up next we have Automation by IMLXH, or Alex. This is a personal favorite of mine. This is one of the songs that introduced me to Chip Speech. This is one of the guys who introduced me to Chip Speech. Hey, welcome Cheesing Time. We're playing some music on the SoundCloud playlist. Hey, congratulations on finishing 10th grade. We're gonna move on with Automation. Let's get it.
Bienvenidos a la ronda
Fuck you. Okay. That was Automation by IMLXH. Yeah, man, I fucking love this song. This is one of the first songs that really introduced me to chip speech. And if you don't know what chip speech is, it is a VST plugin meant to emulate vintage voice synthesizers. In this particular case, Software Automatic Mouth is what we were hearing, of a singing version of Software Automatic Mouth, or SAM. The first software text-to-speech voice synthesizer. First appearing in, like, I think Atari consoles and the Commodore 64 computer. It's a really cool sound, and I love the way he utilized it in this song, Automation. It was this song and a few other songs I've heard from him and other chip speech musicians that inspired me to download the VST and work with it myself. It's kind of like Vocaloid, but different. It's a similar idea in the sense that it's like you add syllables. It's like a MIDI instrument. Anyway, yeah, that's me. I hold this song in reverence, which is why I added it to my playlist. Ordian, what are your thoughts?
I can see why you did, honestly, and I can understand, like, your point of it. It's really, really nice. I feel like if maybe the kicks were tiny bit heavier, like how they would do that, it would be even more dope. Because I hear the song, it's honestly just a dance rave.
Yeah, no, totally. No, yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with a harder bass drum, in my opinion. Definitely.
Yep.
I like it though. I think it's sick. Hey, thank you, Cosmic. Yeah, speaking of which, I haven't forgotten that I was going to send you those TalkBox stems for You Want Some. I still intend to get to it. Just by the way, letting you know I haven't forgotten. But up next, we've got DevHound with Cherish the Dead. DevHound is an active member of Beats and Bangers, and he submitted this song. Let's get on into it. All right. That was Cherish the Dead by DevHound. Yeah, man, I sound like a broken record every time I talk about this song, but it sounds like a techno mariachi band. Again, that's the vibe I get from it with when you combine the brass horn selection, the way that it's being played, accompanied by the very obvious like 4 on the floor house kick drum and like the boom, boom, boom. It's like a house techno fucking mariachi band fucking combination. That's always what I'm reminded when I hear this song by Cherish the Dead. There's also that element of forgive me if I sound ignorant or insensitive, but there's also that element where the dead play a very important role. I mean, in every culture we cherish and remember the fallen, the dead. But I'm reminded of like that one holiday they have where they celebrate or remember their loved ones, have pictures and stuff. Again, I forget the name of the holiday, but it's there's only a Japanese word for it. I don't think there's a translation. Maybe it's Day of the Dead. I don't remember. But regardless, it just reminds me of that a little bit. And of course, Ordian, we've talked about this. We've both talked about this song before, but what would you say now after hearing this song multiple times at this point?
Since then, I did listen to some really, really amazing people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them quite old, already dead, because, well, they live in the era where performing was somewhat more popular than actually listening to music in itself. Not sure how to describe it, but especially in the movies and all that, I feel like something that would be really, really nice is, well, this guy is more on the person who does this kind of music or hasn't attempted to do this kind of music. It would be really, really amazing if you manage to get a really, really nice trumpet, as it's almost trumpet. It's basically like a trumpet solo. So if you manage to nail the trumpet, it would be amazing.
Like a trumpet solo?
Yeah. Have you seen those videos where people just nail the the trumpet part when they're basically solo?
You would like to hear more variety in the trumpet?
Yep, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I haven't seen those trumpet solo videos, but that sounds fun. I could totally, again, the trumpets remind me a lot of like that, like a Mexican mariachi style thing. It reminds me of that kind of genre. So I could totally imagine something like that in keeping with that style for sure. DevHound, take notes. Up next, we have I Know a Guy Who Knows a Guy Who Knows a Guy Who Knows a Guy Who Knows a Guy by Doll Grinder, who is in our chat right now as Cheesing Time, right? Still here? We're about to play your song. Let's go. Yeah, always an auditory journey with Cheesing Time, aka Doll Grinder. Yeah, that was I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. Heard this this is another song where we've heard multiple times over on the SoundCloud Beats and Bangers Indie Artists playlist. It's definitely become an iconic track, especially considering how long it is, but also the various different phases. It's mostly a soundscapey journey is the best way I can describe it. There are certain parts where it almost reminds me of like the fucking fourth stage of Everywhere at the End of Time. And right when that happens, it's like breakcore. In fact, I was smiling in the middle of it because I was imagining what it would be like if the fucking atmospheric ambient final stage of Everywhere at the End of Time suddenly had like a like a fucking breakcore drum and bass loop. Thought that'd be funny as shit. That's how my brain works, I guess. That's just fucking breakcore summed up is my understanding anyway. Ordean, what are your thoughts on this? And also, if you feel ready, I'd love to if you want, talk about the elephant in the room.
Nice way.
What did you say?
Oh, it's never mind. I forgot I turned on voice activity. I thought I had my push to speak on, so I was confused.
Gotcha.
As I said last time, this is going to be a bit more in depth from last time. Is that the song is, I feel, if you have also noticed that Keegan functions on a single chord, and the upper note of the chord for the ambience usually just reduces by one note, and after that goes back up. I believe it's just one note for the sound selection that he used for I Know a Guy, and I feel like at the 2-minute and 29-second mark, the breakcore suddenly just jumps straight in. 2 minutes 29 seconds.
Yeah, no, it is. Go on.
I feel like it couldn't have been executed better if you wanted to put in breakcore, as the song's settings already going for the slow ambience, and then to introduce breakcore into the song that people would be expecting it to be like, oh yeah, maybe it's going to be like a bit slower, maybe it's going to be slow breakcore, then perhaps you might have wanted to put in a fade in, or maybe just a slower speed on the drums before picking it up to full speed, so that people can adapt and adjust to the breakcore.
Right.
And I feel like if you also changed a bit of the notes here and there for the main ambience sound selection, it will do you really, really well. It doesn't have to be that much. It doesn't have to be complex. You can keep it simple, as you did here, except for the drums, of course. You can keep it simple like what you've done here, while keeping the ambience. You can still make enough variety that people are willing to stick around, as even though most musicians who can appreciate production and composition doesn't true. If you are looking to be appreciated by the masses, you might want to have a tiny bit more variety in your melody or ambience.
Yeah. And that's only one. I think that's only one aspect. I feel like Doll Grinder or Cheesing Time utilizes a lot more. I guess you could say sound design and mixing, because I would say his music for the most part is noise, and composition is kind of secondary in the production I've noticed from him. But it would be neat to hear some variety in the chord ambience. I think for the most part the variety stems from the different like I know there was like a sample where it's almost sounded like a fucking space laser and shit. Like there was a lot of crazy stuff happening. I don't remember if that happened again. I don't remember if that happened multiple times or not, or how repetitive the actual what am I trying to say? The sound design was, but it felt like a journey in that respect, where it was more focused on noise and less about actual note composition. I don't even know where he got that chord. It might have been a sample of something. Who knows? But, yeah. Moving on, we've got Doc and Akon Miller with Maestro. This is another great one. Doc is a dope vocalist. I love his stuff. Let's fucking go.
Whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. That's why I don't know about nothing else. I do not pay attention to nothing else. There was this, there was that. And like normal society is like, let's talk about this. Let's engage in this. And I can't.
How many times do I breathe when a rhyme can be that I'm fine, can believe? Which? How many rhymes do I speak in a time of peaks of the mind? It's me, bitch. Gotta be the light in the lead, the guy with a peace of mind. Even online I preach, I can't believe the devil's I'll always fight, but I won't leave. Can't find the light if I don't leave. Gotta pay the price when I'm on the mic. Gotta make it right like a no fee. Put it on rise till my bleed. Taking a life like Yoshi. Motherfucker, why you moving that goalpost so we can't leave? I feel fine, I'm a sinner, I won't decline, I'm a winner. I extract fish bones from MCs and then I eat them for dinner. So get in line when it's time, I'm blind and I'm all with my shimmer. Every time I teach, I gotta come harder for them beginners. Gotta be on top of the misery, man, I can't stop. It's a lot that they're giving me. Smoke a lot of bar, drink a stop, but you getting me used to popping lock. Now I'm locked out of everything. Giving my thoughts, my whole lot is avidity. Given what I know, I will go to the end of me. But I can't stop, like I said, it's riveting, 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 riveting. Alright. They asking why you so evil. I say it's not me, it's people. They don't make sense, their evidence makes me wanna act that's so illegal. Some say you just need a needle, but I can't be a leader of people. If I get my kicks from a drip that's less legit than a dick in a Speedo. I'm using logic, straight logic, telling folks to stay off the topic. Making dope tracks, saving most cats who try to cash out without profit. Can't refrain from the lawless interaction, gotta keep kids off it. Being dumb is a bug, I think these thugs out here have caught it. I'm using philosophy to change the way I think. I'm the new boss of me, now that I have kicked the drink. Keeping my mind sharp as a tactic with that, I say good riddance. All you motherfuckers need to know is that Doc did it. And I did it right, son. Instant karma, no problema, I'm the right one. I line my chakra, not a bit popper, but I'll fight none. Other competition is a challenge for the bright sun. I'ma bring the Wi-Fi with no desire to light one. If I ever smoke, I'll hold the joke, cause there's no price on being a good person, but you're the worst cause you don't like none. I'm just a lone viper, you're an ass wiper, something like one. I'm a one fire, you're just a lighter, leave the lights on. My man ain't come in and killed this beat, it's a type one.
All right. That was Doc and Akon Miller with Maestro, single version. Yeah, man, that was tight as hell. I'm guessing Akon Miller's the producer here. Immaculate production. And of course, Doc is... He went berserk on this flow, I gotta say. How fast he was going on it. Of course, I love the swagger in his cadence always. It's very distinct. It's just dope in all respects. It's fucking awesome, man. It's a piece of art. I also love the fact that he incorporated Doc Did It, which is his username, into the lyrics. That's pretty cool. This is a song that I added more recently, I believe. I don't remember if Doc submitted it or if I submitted it myself. It might have just been me submitting it, but either way, it's a dope song, and I'm glad it's here. What are your thoughts, Ordian?
I feel like the overall flow of the song was amazing. He changes the cadence here and there, so it at least introduces some form of freshness into the song.
Agreed.
And I feel like one thing that, if you want me to be critical, the only thing that I can really think of is at the 2-minute and 2-second mark, I believe, where there was kind of like a reverse riser in a pixel kind of sound. That was the only iffy part of the entire song. Where this could be switched with another thing, which would have been a bit better. As I feel like that part in particular,
in your opinion, yeah.
In my opinion, it was raising down, and by the time the next verse started, it was still kind of like going.
I think I know which part.
Switching straight up.
I think I know which part you're talking about. That's fair. I think that would be a critique for Con Miller, the producer. I'm guessing that I'm guessing Akon is the producer. I don't think Doc produces. But I could be wrong. Or apart from that, before we get into the next track, I forgot to do that after Dolls Grinder's song. And I guess we'll only talk about it if you want to talk about it, Ordian. But do you want to like do, and maybe we already did, but I don't remember. But do you want to we Ordian and I went on we talked in DMs about something earlier. And if you want to talk about it, I'm down to talk about it at any time. If you'd rather keep it a surprise.
We have a lot of things that we talked about. So I have no idea which one you're talking about.
It's the one. Oh yeah, I guess for you it was last night. The day before. It's the fact that I'm just gonna say it. The fact that you got a new computer and that you have OBS and that you're thinking about doing streams.
Yes, about that, I did do some research as to the ability of mine to do basic streaming and all that, and I can say that probably not, because the fact is, in the version I'm in macOS 10.15, it doesn't pick up audio from your desktop, so it
weird.
And also it's really limited.
I noticed that when you were trying to connect the Discord on your computer and we couldn't hear you.
No, I muted myself. I managed to get something that works, but I have to basically mute myself, as the desktop audio was just ping-ponging back, and I was having the time of my life hearing my own voice boomerang itself into.
So the problem is you don't have headphones for your computer.
I use headphones. It's just that the problem about the older. This is going to be actually something that also has an issue with any operating software that's a bit too old, like maybe the Windows 7, Windows 6, Windows 8. For example, not sure whether they are in the same boat as I am, but for earlier and earlier versions of softwares when trying to use them in a modern day, you come into problems like not being able to run this score. I managed to run it because I updated to a newer version, but even Google Chrome didn't want me to search on its own browser, saying that Google Chrome is not safe for use by Google Chrome themselves.
That's weird as shit. So
I feel like if I manage to update to 11, I'll be able to resolve that issue.
That's weird.
So
So you're
I'm
like
just-
you're getting like internal feedback without you're getting
Yep.
internal feedback on OBS? That's weird as hell.
Yes, that's something that I can't even help. But that's kind of the.
But like it's not like you're listening, but you're listening to you're speaking. So let me get this straight. So the desk. So when you hear desk. So when you're speaking into the
Let's
laptop
say you
mic,
played. Yes.
When
Let's say
you're
you played. You won some from your jukebox SoundCloud playlist, right? You hear that once, then like half a second later you hear it again. It's like kind of like a chorus-y effect, and then just a split second later you hear it again and again and again and again until it becomes ear
what's
damage.
right? What's repeating it over and over? Is it OBS or?
It's not OBS. It's third-party software. As older Mac OSs, you can't actually record audio from your Mac OS. So even if you played any songs, any games, or whatsoever, you wouldn't hear a thing. You can hear the microphone if your Mac does have a microphone, which for a split second in the stream, you could have actually heard my clicking and all that. But for the most part, if you do have the budget to get a new PC, I would recommend it. If you don't, or you just like a really, really good challenge of jailbreaking a Mac OS, you can actually go ahead and try.
Yeah, well, I have a PC. It's a Lenovo Legion.
Well, that's a really nice series.
Yeah, it's been serving me well.
And I noticed you updated to Windows 11.
Yeah, I've been on Windows 11 for a while.
How does it feel? Because I've had like mixed responses.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Windows 11.
it's all right. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I'm not having any complaints about it, but I haven't used any other Windows update in a long time. It's been a while since I've used Windows 10, but I don't have any gripes with it, really. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because the consensus of people who use Windows 10 versus Windows 11, for the people who like really, really have the, or at least really love to nitpick the technical side of things, right? They do not like Windows 11 at all. They say there's a bit too much bloatware, which might have been the issue with some of your streams to compound with
could be
lack of driver updates. Yeah,
could be. I think it might also just be because I was using a fuck ton of CPU on my OBS, which I didn't realize I was doing. I'm actually gonna reorganize some of the songs on here, because I feel like I haven't played a lot of the songs down here, whereas I feel like I've played a lot of songs.
Yes, because the last few times that we did do the SoundCloud, it just winds up dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think that's a good. That's a good
I
order.
believe you should not have had the issues that you did not sure whether you had Windows 10 or Windows 11 at the time, but you should not have had the issue of crashing.
Yeah,
even
no.
if you were using a lot of CPU.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but all I know is when I switched OBS over to the GPU, I haven't had any more issues with OBS crashing.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm happy about that.
My CPU is like basically a third generation of Intel, so and it still can run OBS, so it shouldn't bring you any issues by right.
Well, anyway, we're gonna move on with this song by Sepia Reveri. I don't know what happened yesterday. Let's go. Oh, you know what? I think this is another one of Cheesing Time's accounts. This is yeah, well, I'll get into it. It's inspired off of Everywhere at the End of Time, which is an album I was just talking about. That was I Don't Remember What Happened Yesterday by Sepia Reveri. Even the name is like spot on everywhere at the end of time material. This song reminds me of the first track in the beginning stage album of Everywhere at the End of Time. It's like that repeating ballroom, like fucking like 50s ballroom dance music, heavily reverberated with a ton of vinyl crackle. It's that same melancholy, eerie style of Leland Kirby or The Caretaker, Everywhere at the End of Time. Really well done for what it was trying to accomplish. Ordian, what are your thoughts?
I feel like this would be more on phase 2-ish, phase 2, phase 3, as there is a lack of, I'm not sure that was intentional or not, but there was a lack of other instruments inside the song. It was mostly the lead and not much else. I wouldn't say that it is a bad sense, as well. This is the kind of like the goal of what the person was trying to achieve. To compose was someone going through the stages that were laid out by the caretaker.
Yeah.
And I believe that it's actually really well done, honestly.
I agree.
I feel like it would be more on part, the second or third one.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I will say though is I'd have to check the albums. You mean like the third stage in the third album?
Yeah, the third stage. Yes, the second or third stage. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's because I actually listened, or at least did a bit of research on it. The first stage was like a bit of it's so subtle that you probably would mistake it for just normal forgetfulness. Second stage is like, oh, maybe I'm getting a bit more forgetful. Third stage is like, oh man, I'm actually really forgetful. Maybe something's wrong.
Yeah, but it's
I feel like this would be more on the second or third, as you can kind of tell, he doesn't remember all of the instruments happening in the song.
That could be. I don't know. It still felt like it kept a pretty decent structure. I remember even in the second album, music started to become a bit more jarbled and haphazard and chaotic. But I could be misremembering. I certainly, I think it's like
forgetting a song about.
I think the third I think is like the fucking, that's the one with the disfigured artistic fucking resemblance of a face, right? That part's like, that album has tracks that feel a lot more like noise and I guess like just, I don't know, chaotic and almost horror-esque. I don't know. I'd have to re-listen.
Yeah, I would say
it reminds me. I just gotta say, it reminds me.
Early stages, yeah.
Yeah, it does remind me of the early stages, because that's, even this specific song reminds me of like the like that fucking first that first ballroom song, the one that everybody has heard because it's become a meme of Everywhere at the End of Time. That's what this reminds me of.
Really nice.
Yeah, it's just a burning memory, I believe is the name.
The original song is from the 1900s. It's called Heartache. And the actual lyrics itself, it actually says it's just a burning memory. In the original song itself.
Oh wow, dude, that's crazy, dude. The way that
even the title is a reference to the lyrics itself.
Oh my god, that's so good. Wow, I didn't even realize that. Anyway, up next we've got Couch Tracks by Paige from the Rage Book.
It's the Ford Memorial Day
hell.
song.
No, go away.
Welcome to SoundCloud ads.
Yeah. They're better than Spotify ads because at least you can skip them by refreshing the browser. Anyway, let's go.
Sure.
Couch Tracks by Paige from the Rage Book. Whoo-wee. I forgot how much that one slapped. I think I added this one from Indie Boom Shockwave. Fuck, that was Couch Tracks by Paige from the Rage Book. That was some violent dubstep. Holy fuck. That was like punk meets
dubstep.
That was like punk meets dubstep. I mean, it was like the that was like the dubstep drops, like the you know, fucking plus the screaming, like damn.
Yeah.
It's like a punk dubstep shit. That's I don't even know. That was crazy. Fuck. Oh man. Yeah, that was awesome.
I feel like the accompaniment since should have had like their own separate rhythm instead of following the vocals.
Mhm.
But I don't know, it was really, really grungy and energetic, I guess you can call it. Not sure the words were.
Yeah, energetic is a good one. Violent and just fucking chaotic, and that was crazy. That was fucking awesome. Up next, we've got a similar song in the queue. Same guy who created Automation with the chip speech. This is
I'm looking forward to it.
This is a cover of a song called "Song of the Death Machine," original song by Bruce Hack. Let's get on into this one. This is another song that I really love, which is why I added it. Let's go.
Resting easy, meditating, no anxiety kills. Sensors relay information. No hostility kill. Resting easy, meditating. No anxiety kill. Sensors relay information. No hostility kill. Knowing thousands will communicate. Primal memory kill. Resting easy, logic functioning. Reason programming kill. Resting easy, meditating, no anxiety kill. Sensors relay information, no hostility kill. No involvement will communicate. Primal memory kill. Resting easy, logic functioning, reason programming kill. Resting easy, meditating, no anxiety kill. Sensors relay information, no hostility kill. Resting easy, meditating, no anxiety kill. Sensors relay information, no hostility kill. No involvement will communicate. Primal memory kill. Resting easy, logic functioning, reason programming kill. No involvement will communicate. Primal memory kill. Resting easy, logic functioning, reason programming kill.
Whew. That was Song of the Death Machine by I Am LXH or Alex. Yeah. This one is fucking insane. Again, I love the vocals in it. I love the I love the distortion. I love the progression. Fucking breakcore ass drums. I know we've got a lot of breakcore on this playlist, but yeah, nah, this is yeah, I love this thing. I love this track. I also love the fact that he kind of layered chip speech voices in the hook over his own voice in the song. I think that's a really nice touch. I really like his version. I like his version better than the original. It really captures the fucking I don't know. It really sounds like you're actually listening to the POV of a death machine. The fucking lyrics. The lyrics also kind of remind me of. I have an obsessive compulsive disorder, and I have a lot of intrusive thoughts, and that the way the lyrics present themselves, it reminds me of that shit. I don't know. This is something that resonates with me as well from the song. Ordine, what are your thoughts? Ordine? If you muted yourself, that would explain things, but I can't hear you if you are talking. What happened? Did we, still on Discord? Oh, shit, he's gone. Oh, no, wait, he's in, is he in chat? He left the, oh, no, he's gone. I mean, he's still here, but he's no longer in voice. Let me invite him back. I don't know what happened. Yeah, invite to speak. Invite to speak. There we go. There we go.
Oh, holy, my Mac just started out for a moment. I'm back. Hello.
Welcome back. Did you hear the song or?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. My opinion on that was like maybe not sure that you listened to such songs before, but there was like really reminds me of like older Vocaloid or voice synthesizer kind of stuff, especially the Daisy Daisy.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I really love the especially the softer parts that aren't like so aggressive, I guess. It really hits you there in the nostalgia in the song until the break chord hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, like more. It still has its own modern aspects you can kind of feel in the song, but it still has that charm to it.
Yeah. Agreed. And it's funny you should mention that one of those that exact voice synth has been remodeled in Chip Speech. I have a version of that exact voice on Chip Speech, digitized, of course.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. For this particular one, I think he used Bert Gotrax, who was inspired off of the Votrax hardware voice chip. And if you were wondering how I know about all this shit, it's because of this guy, Alex. Basically educated me before I met this guy. The extent of my knowledge of like vintage voice synths was basically Mac and Talk. That was all I knew was Mac and Talk.
Fair enough. You know a lot about this stuff in Vocaloid.
Yeah. Vocaloid I've known for quite a while longer. Vocaloid is more like modern, where it actually
classic.
Where it actually samples Vocaloid actually samples human vocals. These things don't. These things are all fully artificial.
Yeah, I never got how they managed to like program such voice synthesizers.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really neat. It was like originally in the fucking these hardware voice chips were originally created in like I think the 60s. And they were in fucking consoles and game cabinets and shit. Like it was back then, ironically, the technology needed to like store actual recorded audio data wasn't there at the time. So they had to create like artificial voices in like in the context of like video games and shit back in the day. Like they didn't have the ability to store anything recorded.
Yeah. Things have gone a long way from then. And thank goodness it did. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing my iPad stuff.
Yeah, right. But it's just shit like that. Because of the technological limitations of the time, now we have this really cool voice robot voices that exist based on those because of those technological limitations. And also that's why chiptune exists as a genre. Because
I'm not sure whether you've listened to some of I think there was like a Vocaloid song that people could not tell was actually a Vocaloid and legitimately thought it was a singer. There was like a person who managed to reverse engineer how people sang, kind of, and made like a whole Vocaloid singer that actually kind of sang like a normal human being.
Huh. Interesting. I've never heard that before. The only voice synthesizers I've heard that sound remotely human are involve AI. Like neural networks.
That's completely fair. Yeah. He didn't use AI. He just kind of used those normal Vocaloid apps, and then he just kind of used some kind of waviness in the pitch. Like he kind of changed it, not entirely, but enough so that the person kind of feels like they're actually there.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of did that. Don't know how long that took him.
Is this song on SoundCloud, perchance?
I need to go and search through my 20 billion links that I go through every day.
Just thinking about it, wondering if maybe it's worth adding to the playlist.
I'll see what I can get, and if I can get, I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. Anyway, up next, we've got Doll Grinder with Elevation. Let's go. Fucking ad.
It's time to...
That's like the third or fourth ad.
Yeah. There we go.
What name is given to the genre of dance music that developed in the UK in the early 1990s out of the rave scene and reggae sound system culture associated with that such as the type of Joe, Goldie. Drum and bass. Concept drum bass really in jungle drum bass. Concept drum bass really in jungle drum bass.
Superstars.
All right. That was Elevation by Doll Grinder. Yeah, it's another experimental drum and bass. I like the way the samples come through. I like the delay effect on them. Again, it's another example of a chill, well, not exactly chill, but like atmospheric style song with the fucking, oh yeah, that was the other thing, the drum and bass breakcore shit. I love the way you will like splice and cut the drums. It was very chaotic and glitchy. That was very fun. And yeah, Ordian, what are your thoughts?
This is the kind of like a recurring thing of Doll Grinder. I feel like again, it would be really really nice to see some, because I think maybe it's just me who listen to too much breakcore songs, but there's like a certain pattern to breakcore songs that remain universally similar or the same. So I feel like for ambience, especially if you want to stand out, you do need to go and take into account that you probably need to develop the composition in terms of melody and chords much deeper in order to catch people's eyes, as there's a lot of people who do breakcore. The breakcore universal for drum rhythm has been already solidified, and I feel like putting in more than just drums and ambience can, even though you can keep it as ambience, right? You can really impact the entire mood of the song with setting it so that when you and your person does the music production, it sounds still like an ambience, but there's a story to it, or there's some progression to it. Like maybe it's going up, going down, going up. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It just needs to go to a fictional place, and it just goes straight back to it.
Yeah, I understand.
And then you can basically plot it to Ultra Kill immediately after. Because Ultra Kill does utilize quite a bit of breakcore tracks. And it should be one of the examples of really good breakcore plus ambience or noise.
Yeah. I understand where I definitely understand where you're coming from. I think there can be, especially when a song is long, it does, just as a general rule, this doesn't only apply to breakcore, but any genre really. If it's a long song, variety helps. This one is 5 minutes, and I felt the 5 minutes. It was still an enjoyable song to listen to, but it was definitely, in that respect, a little repetitive. But and the sound design there were still some unique parts in the sound design to make it stimulating all throughout, but not as much as the previous, ironically. 8-minute track. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. Probably actually makes sense since there's less.
I feel like the reason why the I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy was better is because of the amount of the variety of sound effects and just effects overall that you put into. If Dahlgren is listening to this, the thing that you missed out on or perhaps changed throughout the 2 tracks is that I know a guy who knows a guy has way more sound effects, and those sound effects are catered to ambience almost specifically, fitting into your track and really just complementing the already ambient sounding track.
I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to variety. Some people like variety in their songs, and especially, again, if you're going to make a long song, it's good to have variety. As a general rule of thumb, that's something people enjoy. Up next, we have Ordy and Azram. I wonder who that is.
I wonder.
Could he be in the chat right now or in the call? I don't know. This is Forsaken Future, OST by Azram. Curious question. You go by Azram in a lot of places. Is there a reason for that? No Ordian, just Azram?
The reason for that is because it's SoundCloud originally, when I registered for it, they told me that I need the first name and the last name, or you know how there's like the main name and then there's like the tiny name underneath. So I was like, okay, I'll just put the Azram and then put underneath like Audio on Azram or something like that. And I never changed it. So it's just Azram.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, this is Forsaken Future from Ordy and Azram. Let's go.
At Aladdin Bail Bonds, we quickly...
That was Forsaken Future by Orty Nazarene. That's become such an iconic song of yours since I've heard it so many times on this playlist. I liked the sound selection a lot. I liked the xylophone style fucking
bells.
Oh yeah, the bells, right. It sounds like a xylophone the way it's played. But or some kind of I don't know, there are a lot of something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course I liked the harmonies, the way the different the way the strings harmonized with each other, the other harmonizations I heard. It was really nice in general, as always.
It's like this is a song from like 2023. It's one of the older songs.
That's crazy. Back in 2023, what was it like back in 2023? I mean, I was still on the. Did you have a different job than you do now?
Yeah, I switched twice. No.
Trying to think of what I did back in 2023. Trying to look.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, this is like the era when I was making music on an old iPad with only like 32 gigs of memory.
Right. Yeah, dude, I was
complaining so much on storage.
Yeah, dude, man, I was happily doing my thing. I was like, my interviews still had the old thumbnail design.
And you had like this mask thing. Do you still have the gas mask stuff?
The mask, that was you're right, that was in 2023. Wait, was it? Yeah, that was in 2023. I started streaming in 2023. No, that was 2022, my bad. I guess I never streamed in 2020. No, I did. I still have the mask, it doesn't work anymore.
LEDs. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the LEDs went out. It sucks, but around the same time I started losing my camera shyness anyway, so whatever.
Oh, fair enough.
Trying to see. This was 2023. Okay, so I was like starting to get. It was around when I was starting to get some new streams. I was experimenting with some new streams. Anyway, enough of memory lane. Let's move on with the next track on the list. This is Renegade Mutt with Year of the Sheppy. #RiseUp 2025 SoundCloud exclusive.
Parents of tweens.
Oh my god, dude. It's like a ad every song, between every song. Here we go. That was Year of the Sheppy, hashtag Rise Up 2025, SoundCloud exclusive by Renegade Mutt. Yeah, that was a dope track. I've heard this a couple times before. I liked the way his vocals were on there, kind of like the raspy growl, that kind of thing. I've heard a lot of people do that at this point. Renegade Mutt, quite a few people on Indie Boom. I don't remember their names. Dalen, a lot of people rap in that style. The fucking raspy ass vocals. Robin says, I got a new job, $500 a day. Wow, that's crazy. 4761 hours replacing
makes
rail crossings. I don't do nothing. Bro, you replace rail crossing, that is not doing nothing. What? Yeah, no, this was a great song. And Ordian, what are your thoughts on this one? What'd you say? That's crazy. Now, to be fair, my good friend Robin over here is Canadian. I don't know how much Canadian dollars translate into American dollars. Let me find that out actually. I think they're pretty close. Canadian dollar to US dollar. 1 Canadian dollars equals 75 United. Oh wow, okay. Canadian dollar is actually worth more. Well, that's crazy. But Robin, you just said you were replacing rail crossings. At least, is that what the job entails? What do you mean you're literally doing nothing? Like you're not doing what? Hmm? Bro, that's insane. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, nah. Anyway, up next, we've got Exophonic with Cosmic Comet. Let's go. was Cosmic Comets by Exophonic. Fucking love this song. I hope when they inevitably, if they run out of spaces, I hope that I hope they never want to take this off, man. I fucking love this song. In fact, I added it to a specific playlist along with others that I'm going to add for my own personal favorites that are just going to be my exclusive picks, no submissions. But this is kind of like a mix of both my picks and also submissions is how I run my playlist, similar to James on Indie Boom Shackwave. Yeah. Nah, fucking love this one. Ordi Nazraim said that it has a similar chord progression to Hopes and Dreams from Undertale. That's cool. Been a while since I've heard Hopes and Dreams, but I remember it was awesome. Robin says it is super dangerous. We replace lines while there's still trains coming. Can't stop the trains. Yeah, that's not doing nothing. So I thought all you said was like you were I thought your role was like literally calling people, like letting people know that there's a train coming. Maybe it's like is someone else changing the line, or like, I mean, I guess it's probably all automated, like, right, pulling levers and shit. I suppose that's still doing nothing, but it's still very important. Holy crap. Makes sense. No, it makes sense that you'd be paid well for a job that fucking pivotal. I think Ordian is DMing me. Maybe something happened again. You're still on, okay, you're still here, just muted. He's using the iPad for listening? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can talk primarily in the YouTube chat if you want. Gotcha. Okay, you'll be on mute for a while. Alright, cool. You can just type in the YouTube chat if you want. That's also cool. Holy crap. Was like a train, in the context of like a train accident? Robin? Is that what it's about? Yeah, no, that's some scary shit, man. I mean, it's like a very pivotal, important job. I couldn't imagine living with myself if I made an accident or fucking, I don't know, screwed up and I have like fucking blood on my hands as a result, like, of pulling the wrong lever. Again, I don't know how this fucking works, but it's a very important and dangerous job. What if you do something wrong and a bunch of people, you know? Yeah, no, that can't. I mean, it'd be worth the $500 rolling in every year. And odds are I wouldn't make a mistake, but fuck if I did. God, that would be horrible. Up next. Up next, we have Crankdat. Crankdat's Hollow, SPOOG remix. This is another awesome song. Recently heard the original, and yeah, nah. SP knows which songs to remix, that's for sure, and I love his remix on it. Oh, are you talking about like... Oh, okay, this is just like auto accidents then? Something unrelated to the trains? Or is it like people getting hit by trains? Anyway, let's get into Hollow.
Now play.
Why? Every time? Alright.
There's too much on my mind right now. It's ripping me apart deep down. But if I let it all spill out, baby, you would only drift away. Feels like every hole I dig only gets deeper, closer to the reaper. I don't wanna pull you out. Questions circle in my head, always seem to sound like this. Why do I feel so hollow, hollow, hollow? Try to hide from my mind, but it follows.
That was SPOOG with the remix of Crank That's Hollow. Fuck, that was awesome. I mean, I love that song so much. That's why I've added it that's why I've added it to this playlist. This remix is only on SoundCloud. Great picks? Are you talking about the cover arts? What are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about like picks as in PICKS for the playlist? Picks for the playlist. In which case, yeah, thanks. Nah, I mean, I'm happy with the selection I have. It's a mixture of submissions and my own personal picks. And yeah, no, that switch up was immaculate. Also, what you said about the trains sway when you pull off the rail. Train accidents are mostly bad injuries, but rocks flying and things falling off the trains. Is it like because I guess I was thinking about like passenger. Yeah, right. Picks is what you meant. Sorry, is it like mostly freight trains where like there aren't too many human beings on it? Because I was for some reason I was imagining like passenger liners or some shit. But I guess that wouldn't really make sense because those. I feel like the only trains carrying actual people are like city interurban trains these days. I don't think express lines are a thing anymore. Probably just like cargo and shit, right? So I guess that's fair. Still, I'd feel pretty fucking bad if I was the cause of an accident in any event, a train accident. But what about the context of the car accidents? Is this in the context of like a train crashing into a car, or like are you just like reading what's on the reports? What's Anyway, I'm curious to know about how car accidents are related to your job, if they are at all. Anyway, Ordy Nazarene has picked another a great song, a song I've never heard. But it's an underrated song according to him, so I'm gonna play it. This is I don't even know how to pronounce any of that. It looks like Russian words. I think it's probably a Russian song. Don't know how to say any of those words. I'm gonna click the link here. Gonna add it to Beats and Bangers, indie artists. Boom shakalaka. And we're gonna move it to the next song in the queue. Oop. No. No, that's not what I meant. I'm realizing I could have just done that. Oh well. I'm gonna edit here. Tracks. Boop, 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 boop. Bring this in the next, there we go, over here, right here. Save changes. Refresh again. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Genuinely fire song. It starts, but it's amazing. Cool. Cargo trains, 3 miles long, double stacked, drivers hitting our guys while they're working. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's how they're related. Wow, that sucks. Fucking drivers, man. It's crazy. If you would have thought that trains would be the most dangerous thing in your work, but no, cars. Huh. Go figure. Anyway, let's get on into this one. Again, no idea how to pronounce any of these words, so I'll just let them show up on the screen. You can interpret them how you want. Let's go.
Turn
fucking ads. Why? Every time. All right. That was that song by this person. God, that was awesome. It's funny too. It's like totally in keeping with the rest of the songs on this SoundCloud playlist. It has, I wouldn't call it breakcore, but it's definitely has like that modern, like hyper pop style vibe to it for sure, which is very in keeping with the other songs on this playlist. It's got that very Korean pop. That's interesting because this is Russian. Yeah, I can tell the vocals and, well, I can't really tell if the vocals are Russian, but that text is very clearly Russian, and I checked the replies, all the replies are Russian. But yeah, I can still hear that vibe, for sure. Yeah, nah, that was awesome. Again, I don't know what you would call this, but it's in that similar, like, I don't know, fucking Gen Z ass subgenre style of experimental PC music is the best way I can describe it. And to the extent I understand, like, Russian influence in genres and music, it does have like that kind of rhythmic, I guess, like rhythmic driving techno, to the extent, like, I've heard there's a specific style of like Russian techno that I'm kind of familiar with. It's like a fast-paced, 4 on the floor, like, I don't know, it's like a very structured thing. It's hard to fuck. North Korean pop. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was that. Again, not even gonna try to pronounce that shit. But it's a good song. Let's go. Let's move on with the next song that was going to be on the playlist, Dev Hound with Dream Weaver. Let's go.
It's the Ford Memorial Day celebration.
There's like no break between them. It's like every time there's an ad. All right, Dreamweaver. What the fuck? That song? Was that the end of the song? Yeah, that song always, I guess that's the end of the song. Fuck. That's right, I remember now. That was like that song always jump scares me the way it ends. It's like so abrupt. It's like before you know it, the next song is playing. No, definitely very 80s. Yeah, that was dope. Fucking awesome. I wish it was fucking longer. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that about that song. My one complaint, to the extent I provide constructive criticism. That's my complaint. It's too fucking short. It ends too abruptly. Change it, DevHound. I want to hear more. Anyway, this is Renegade Mutt by Rain. This is Renegade Mutt with Rain Holy Fire.
I'm a junkyard dog, I stare with dead eyes. Mow my own, passing under crimson red skies. Watch the sky get dark, dig my own grave to size. I won't be around tomorrow to watch the sunrise. I won't live in memory, cause you won't ever learn. I wanna be the silhouette you faded to discern. Dust you remade into dust you shall return. Going back to ashes, it's all gonna burn. Now I'm fading fast, better wish the world well. I'll be back some way, somehow you cannot tell. Rising higher, really wish I never fell. Moon shining bright, rising high to break the spell. Built upon shadows, so it's always gonna fall. Crumbled to the ground without a trace left at all. Picking up the spotlight, but not your favorite doll. Take it out back, told you with the aerosol. I'm a junkyard dog, I open my eyes wide. I've been twice alive, once a half of me is died. Sick of liberty tinted windows, just enjoy the ride. Throw it on the way, this is all I gotta decide. Plastic camera, wake up, put it on a flyer. Alley of the sun, killed the slave to desire. Wanna let it burn away, won't you flick the lighter? Hug to the sky, ain't no smoke without fire. Wanna let it burn away, won't you flick the lighter? Hug to the sky, ain't no smoke without fire. Wanna let it burn away, won't you flick the lighter? Hug to the sky, ain't no smoke without fire. Wanna let it burn away, won't you flick the lighter? Hug to the sky, ain't no smoke without fire. Wanna let it burn away, won't you flick the lighter? Hug to the sky, ain't no smoke without fire.
That was Rain Holy Fire by Renegade Mutt. Yeah, man, I love the sound selection on this one. I love the style. I love the way the vocals harmonize with each other too. I really like Renegade Mutt's vocals on this. You should come up to Manitoba. I can show you some crazy landscapes you've never seen before. Hell yeah. Next time I'm in the neighborhood, I'll let you know. Never been to Canada before, actually. I might have been. Actually, I think I've been through Canada before because I've gone to Alaska. Of course, this was before I knew James. Anyway, up next, we've got the Gribble-Schnifter. We've got some Gribble-Schnift here. This is Quokka Elevation Simulator by the Gribble-Schnifter.
You're not just a dad. You're not just a baker. You're not just a dad. You're not just a baker. Oh, dangerous.
And train your brain to help you execute your vision.
Merry Christmas. It isn't over?
No, it's not. Welcome back, by the way. I mean, I think it's just playing out. I don't know how much. I think the rest is just silence. So that was the Gribble Schnifter with Quokka Elevation Simulator.
I saw the cover for the song. It's the final whole meme from Geometry Dash, and if you didn't know the context of that, it's what happens when, and I quote, you get a lobotomy in Geometry Dash. And it's just a bunch of brain rot. It's just similar in terms of like how nonsensical it is to Skibidi Toilet, and you just port it to Geometry Dash kind of memes, and then you have that cover art.
I've seen. I mean, that makes sense why the Geometry Dash, like that easy mode fucking happy face is there. My brother used to be really into Geometry Dash. I stopped caring or paying attention to it. It's a fun game, but I haven't been involved in the Gen Alpha craze lately.
Yeah, the only reason why it even blew up as it's just a funny story into the Geometry Dash scene is that they released a massive update, which was the 2.2 update, which was heavily expected for years, even longer than Silk Song by Hollow Knight, I believe. And it had a lot of hype over it. And once it dropped, right, a lot of people were trying to experiment with the new features that came along with the update. And among them was really, really creepy effects that they put on, and then they put in audio where it says "fire in a hole," and then the easy mode face was displayed as it had like some effects on it. Sometimes there was ripples, sometimes it explodes, and it kind of devolved into a brain rot meme from there.
That's hilarious. No, I've seen the Geometry Dash face around in a lot of meme contexts.
Yeah, you should honestly, after this, look at some of the videos, because there are so many amazing ways people have done Geometry Dash levels with the new update. It's genuinely amazing. Someone did like a short 2-minute film animation inside of Geometry Dash.
Whoa, that's crazy, man. That's the level of creativity that is so cool when you can create like custom levels and shit. I remember stuff like that in fucking Super Mario Maker, or even like
that is a gem.
or like Sploder, which is like a probably lesser known thing back in the day for online Flash games.
I think I'm too young for that.
What? How old are you?
20.
20. Okay. I mean, I'm only 5 years older. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
That's a lot of difference.
Fair enough. I don't remember how. I don't remember when Sploder stopped being a thing.
You look that up. That would take me like 20 seconds.
Okay, yeah, it looks like Sploder was officially Sploder officially gone.
Apparently it's a cheat, according to.
Looks like
I'm seeing a lot of things about.
It's like April 27th
being a cheat. system.
Huh?
Uh,
Oh, wait.
Exploder is a brand of game cheats and multimedia devices for game consoles.
No, that's not what it. That's not the same
I
thing.
don't think I got the right thing.
No, it's SPLODER.
Oh, okay. I did X. Oh, it shut down last year. Oh no.
Yeah, it's been dead for it's been like dead for a while. But like in the sense that nobody was using it. But oh wow, that's the same guy who ended up creating the modified browser program that had access to an earlier like the Sploder website and the Sploder games. Dude, that was an era. That was fun. Not quite as old as like fucking not as old as Newgrounds, but like still, it was like probably my older Gen Z's version of Newgrounds. Minus the ability to make videos. Anyway.
Yeah. Old games are really nice.
Yeah. So this is welcome Dick McGuffin. We're gonna move on to the next track here. This is Just for Tonight by Voxen Musics and Surai, featuring Yuma from Synth V. That's a AI voice synthesizer. Let's go.
Make your escape.
Why every time?
You
Without
will be
fail.
Really unlucky with that today.
Right? It's like every single time. Let's go. All right. Just for Tonight by Surai and Voxen Musics.
Got a lot in common, I know. Oh, I'd hate to see you go. No one's ever made me this way. Spend another night alone with you. One more cup, no time to prove. I'll try and do this your way. I wanna make you. I wanna make you. I wanna make you love me tonight. Make you feel like you're the queen of my life. You'll be the center of my mind. I'll listen till the end of the night. Na 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 la la. Ooh, na 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 la la. Ooh, got a lot in common, I know. Oh, I'd hate to see you go. No one's ever made me this way. Spend another night alone with you. One more cup, no time to prove. I'll try and do this your way. I wanna make you. I wanna make you. I wanna make you love me tonight. Make you feel like you're the queen of my life. You'll be the center of my mind. I'll listen till the end of the night. Na 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 la la. Ooh, na 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 la la. Ooh,
Woo! Yep. Always a banger. That was Surai with Just
Really,
for
really
Tonight.
nice song.
Agreed, 100%. And
it's like how do you describe it? It's like those early 2010s or late 2000s kind of music.
Yeah. There was a specific way the EDM scene was at that time. Very similar. Oh, interesting. Well, you could play this back. You know what? What streaming platform does your wife use? I guarantee the song will be on whatever thing you use. It's on a lot of platforms. Where? I was wondering, is it on everywhere else? It's "Love Me Tonight," but it's on SoundCloud. It's just for tonight, I guess. Interesting. SoundCloud and Spotify. Okay, well, this one is SoundCloud, so I'll send this one over. I can also send a Spotify link as well. Here's the SoundCloud one. Enjoy. I'll send you the Spotify one as well. Then we'll close up shop. Because I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now. Okay, so Spotify is taking its sweet time. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay. Love me tonight. Here we go. Send that bad boy over. There we go. Now you got a Spotify link and a SoundCloud link. For some reason, the song is a different name on the respective platforms. But I'm guessing "Love Me Tonight" is the main name. They might want to change the name on SoundCloud. But yeah, that about does it for this particular episode of Robot Jukebox. Thank you, Ordy and Azaraim, for coming on. And being a part of this show. Appreciate you spending your time. Hell yeah. I'll see you guys next time. On my next stream, I'll probably be doing another music listening stream. I want to see if I want to start doing them like more often, like pretty much every other stream I do, just to keep the momentum going on Music Space. I know the community loves those streams a lot. Hey, night to you two from the West Coast. Well, I'll see you later, Ordian. Appreciate you as always.
We're going to try and put up that stuff in a bit, because I think I know of like a separate way to do the audio recording. Even if I can't listen to it myself, I can probably brute force my way into listening it.
Yeah, no, whatever you do, I hope you figure out the audio problems, because I'd love to see you start streaming, and I'd gladly host your streams on Music Space. Because back in the day, Music Space used to have multiple streams. Wasn't just me doing all the streaming. All right, well, see ya. All right. Yeah, so let's close things off with a song of mine. We're gonna close things off with... Let's let's close it off with Questioning Machine. This is the first song I ever did that used chip speech. Let's get on into it. And once again, thank you guys so much for coming through, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.